With men's head cross country coach Tim Servis. And coach, you're 2 meets into the season, but you have a big opportunity here coming up Friday evening as you get to host the Lois Davis Invitational for the 11th time. Talk a little bit about the excitement that goes into being able to have your student athletes compete on their home course.
Well, it's real exciting. A lot of programs, they don't have a home course, and so just having the opportunity to host on campus is a big deal, and giving the seniors the opportunity to run a final time at home is really big to us. We really enjoy doing that. They enjoy running at home. We don't have to travel, and that's kind of nice. A little more time to rest and homework. But yeah, they enjoy it, and I think it's really important for the seniors to, have that opportunity to run one last time at home, and it's great for the other students, to run at home as well. Just being that they get to run in front of their friends and their family, and people get to see them run. So like I was saying, just not a lot of programs have a home course, and being that we do, it's something very special to our kids.
And coach, the women's 5K begins at 5:30. The men's 8K will take place at 6 o'clock. Through the first 3 meets of the season, you guys have been running in the evening and even at night with the season opener in Memphis. Talk a little bit about the process of going from night starts or evening starts to then having to turn around and run in the races that begin in the early morning. What's the preparation like, and how do you approach your student athletes as far as from training?
Well, we do multiple two-a-days, double practices, one in the morning, one in the evening, throughout the season, so their bodies are prepared for whichever race we decide to go to. But as we get closer to the end of the season, we are doing morning meets just to prepare them for the conference meet, which takes place in the morning. The majority of our practices will actually, although we do many doubles, but the majority of the practices are in the mornings. And that kind of will get the student's body ready and their mind ready and prepared for when they have to compete. So they've been getting up at 6 a.m. every morning, almost every morning. We give them a day off each week, and so they're used to running then. Times typically be faster in the morning because it's cooler, and in southern Arkansas in the evening it's sometimes difficult to run just because of the humidity and how hot it can be, and so it's a lot more desirable to be running in the morning too. So definitely as we get towards the end of the season, when we go to Mississippi College on October the 9th, that will be a morning race, and that'll be our first one. But we expect to see a lot of PRs then, just because it will be cooler because of the time of the year, but also because it is going to be early in the morning. And then when we get to conference, they should be prepared just with all the preparation practices and everything that we have been doing during the season.
And coach, entering the 3rd meet of the season, the first 2 times you've hit the course, you've been led by Rob Krause, all GAC honoree. In the spring during the 3-meet season you had there, really impressive effort by Rob. Talk a little bit about his performances, what you've seen from him so far this season, and also some other guys that you've been impressed with in the early going.
Well, yeah, Rob has improved a lot. Over the 4 years he's been here, he's improved a lot. And just this season, our first meet, he ran just over 21 minutes for the 4 mile, and then he improved by 16 seconds this last race. And it was a significant improvement considering the course wasn't as flat. There was rolling hills over to Steve Godman in Searcy, Arkansas, and Rob managed to knock off 16 seconds in 2 weeks. So he is continuously improving, bettering himself, and being that he's an all-conference guy and he's hasn't hit his ceiling yet, we have a lot of hope for him. Carlos Armendariz, he's another returner of ours. He's a junior, and as you've seen, he has been second on the team 2 races in a row. And I think Carlos has been doing a tremendous job. He's been working really hard, had a great summer training, came in fit, and looking good. And so with those guys leading our team right now, I feel very comfortable. We also had a very deep recruiting class. And so as the freshmen progress and as they become stronger and more familiar with the 4 and 5 mile, and sometimes they'll, in a region they'll run a 10K, which is 6.2 miles. As they get used to those longer distances from high school they're running a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. So as they get used to the longer distances, you'll see a lot of improvement out of them. And being that we have a very young men's team, we're going to see, you know, a lot of improvement over time. And so the question is really, how quick are they going to improve? How much are they going to improve between each race? It's hard to tell because we never had them in our program, and that's the exciting thing about having a young team, the exciting thing about having a young program. But also with the leadership of Carlos and Rob, I think they can bring those guys up to their level eventually.
Coach, looking forward into the rest of the season, you've got one more, I guess you could call it a tune-up meet, so to speak, before you get to the one that you circle on the calendar every year, the Great American Conference Championships. What is your outlook for your men's team as you move toward the rest of the season?
Well, I always have an optimistic, positive outlook. I believe in these athletes. They've worked harder than probably any team I've ever had, and so I really believe that they will improve and they will do better. But there's a lot of unknown because a lot of them are new to this, and most of our runners have not been in a 5 mile yet, which an 8K, which is almost 5 miles. Well, that's what we will be running at conference. Our this Lois Davis Invitational will be their first 5 mile race. We started out with some 4 milers due to the heat, and also just get them used to running a little bit longer than the 5K, which they run at the high school level. But now we're gonna bump them up to the 5 mile. Well, an 8K isn't quite a 5 mile, but it's close enough. It's 4.96. So it's just about a 5 mile race. But anyway, so this will be their first time doing that, and so they'll get this experience. We'll work. I'll look back at it after the race. We'll work on things that we need to. Then we'll get ready for Mississippi College on October the 9th. And so they'll have a little bit more experience and have that first 5 mile run under their belt.
Coach, looking forward to seeing you run tonight at the Lois Davis, and certainly keeping up with you as the season progresses.
Oh, thanks.